What's up guys, BARRYGAMING here, back with some more Infinite Magicraid, and today we're going to be going over the holiday exclusive Rudolph epic hero. We are going to get him for free, at least his initial copy, coming up in the events. He is an interesting hero, still has the freeze theme that Nicholas had, so we'll have to see if he actually has any type of effects. His skills are kind of basic, at least his first couple ones here, very single target oriented. We'll have to see if he's any good though. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it. So this hero by default seems like he's okay. It really gets the power from his exclusives, but Rudolph right here is going to be an epic hero, Doom Legion, attack in the force mark. So his basic attack is Freezing Blow, deals 2 stages of attack damage to a single enemy, the second stage of which has a chance to inflict freeze on them for 1 turn. I mean, it's okay. It's nothing special for a basic attack, but his Swirling Kick, his first active skill, is interesting, especially once you get his exclusive. So, just by default, deals 3 stages of part of attack, weird how it says part of attack, to a single enemy. If the target is not under a freeze status, there's a chance to inflict freeze on them for 1 turn. Okay, that's fine. That's interesting. It's still just weird that it says part of attack, so maybe it's going to be like a low percentage or something like that. This can be modified very greatly by exclusives, so we'll come back to that in a minute. His passive is called Cold Free. Rudolph gains extra effect hit based on a certain percentage of his initial crit rate, which means I'm probably sure like what you see, not without like buffs in combat or anything, just what you see on his stat sheet. The percentage of this will be a big difference until if you really need to gear for effect hit or if he's just natively going to have a lot. When an ally is killed by an enemy, Rudolph casts Freezing Blow, which is the top one up here, 1 time to the enemy with a chance to inflict freeze increasing. So it'll be a higher percentage chance to freeze it. That's interesting. If you can run this hero with like a Slay set or something with very high crit rate, you might not even have to gear for hit effect if this number is very big. So that is very interesting. I like that stat. And then his big active skill is Penetrating Cold, deals 4 stages of attack damage, again to a single enemy, the 4th stage of which has a chance to inflict freeze on that 1 target for 1 turn. If 2 or more stages of that trigger a crit, so again, you probably want to build him very crit oriented, the freeze inflicted by the skill cannot be cleansed, and if all 4 stages trigger a crit, freeze inflicted by the skill ignores res debuff and cannot be cleansed. So it really ups the rate that the freeze is going to land if you hit 4 stages of crits. So very crit oriented hero, very much so. But he does seem to be a pretty solid single target damage dealer. Why? Well, let's talk about his exclusives. Hardened Chain Hammer. Can you actually see it? Nah, you can't, darn it. If the target is not under the freeze status after Swirling Kick, which is his first active, is cast, it refreshes the cooldown of it. Meanwhile, it increases its crit damage. And because you're building so crit oriented, yeah, you could even use like a attack crit set or something like that, because you're going to be stacking crit damage here. And if you are using this hero to go up against a boss, well, that's fine, because they're never going to be under the freeze effect, the guild boss especially, and that just means every time Penetrating Cold is down, you just spam Swirling Kick. You don't have to go through and use Freezing Blow, which is only 2 stages. You get the 3-stage hit, while it is also, you know, stacking up that crit damage, which is really cool. At exclusive to 2, Cold Free is his passive, grants Rudolph effect hit bonus by the same amount of his effect res bonus as well. So you're not only getting it from the crit rate, you're also getting it from effect res. That could mean, again, you don't really need to run much effect hit on him. He just natively gets it by his exclusive and his crit rate and his effect res rate. Meanwhile, the chance to inflict freeze increases, and this freeze cannot be cleansed. That is pretty awesome. I imagine that part means the part where an ally is killed, I think. That's what I get from it. The freezing blow portion where he does basically a free basic whenever an ally is killed. I don't really like that. I don't think it's something you should go for necessarily. And then lastly, at level 3, the 4th stage of Penetrating Cold, his big active skill, deals damage to all enemies with a chance to inflict freeze on enemies except for the main target of the attack. Probably because I'd imagine like you already have like ways to trigger it on the main, so this is not like an additional freeze chance on this one, but the target should already be frozen really if you get like 4 stages of crits, so it is what it is. However, the extra effects of triggering crits will not apply to any enemies other than the main target. So the main target will be, you know, they'll have that can't be cleansed part, it'll have the res debuff part, all that based on your critting, but the AoE portion will just be affected by his normal effect hit. So it's a very, very interesting hero here. Very much a good single target damage dealer. He has CC built in. Some of it is AoE, but of course you do need that level 3. But at the same time, even if you don't crit, that level 3 could be strong. And this might be a good damage slash support hero to have for the Doom Legion for Faction Abyss. Now for Force Mark, I don't know how much use he has. He does have synergy with Nicholas, so if somehow you get Nicholas on a free-to-play account, that's probably not going to happen, or an early game account, then he could have some interesting synergies, potentially, maybe, sorta. I don't know. What do you guys think about this hero? Now, this one, of course, just remember, you get him for free from the logins. And actually, let me take a look over here. I did have the event up. I think you get him on, like, day 1 of logging in for this event. It says log in 3 days. Of course, you can get him from the Miracle Wishes on top of that. I actually don't see it in the official post, but I think in the spoilers we had the other day, I think it did show that. Day 2. So day 2, you get a free Rudolph copy. And of course, if you do want more copies, then yeah, you're probably gonna have to go in and do some miracle summons, but it might not be the worst thing in the world to have your saved up miracle summons used for holiday exclusives, because you might snag yourself a Nicholas as well. And if you can get a Nicholas, even without all those additional skills, it could be some cool synergy. I'm hoping we can maybe get these heroes on a free-to-play account. I really want to start a free-to-play series, and it'd be kind of cool to see how a freeze team would do, especially if you can kind of force some force heroes, you know what I mean? Some force mark heroes could be interesting. But yeah, without burn heroes, a lot of things is difficult. The HP burn is just so overpowered that even heroes like Rudolph here that seem to have some cool single target with like swirling kick and penetrate cold going back and forth, I don't know how valid that's going to be. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.